Hashtag Verse TV week 159. This one. It's coming from at Watch All Black. That's WATCHALLBLK. And it's a show that's on their platform called A La Carte. Executive producer Candy from Escape. And here is the video.
We just know a lot more about female anatomy than men do.
You ain't lying about that.
I suggest that one. It uses suction and pulsing sensations to target clitoris and mimic oral sex.
I like that.
It has a very deep, wide opening so that it can satisfy most body types. It has 5 scintillating sensations so that you can switch it up. Nice. Choose whichever sensation you like. Besides, we're going to like a little tongue action every now and then. What you think?
All right. So, and this is In My Mind, part 4.
All right.
Go ahead, Kevin.
I would say one, I've always adored Candy. And truth be told, she is a low-key undercover freak. And I'm fine with that. And what she's doing, actually, from a business standpoint, is extremely smart. Because a lot of the artists in the music industry, in general, they don't make as much as you think. So she's just getting a kind of, I guess you can call it secondary income, or really primary income now.
She's a genius, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, and that was it, Kevin?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So I will say that whole video actually reminds me of my first boyfriend, and I'm not calling them lesbians by any means, and we'll get into that. But I remember my first boyfriend told me how he was afraid of lesbians. And he was saying, all sorts of stereotypes about them because, when you don't actually know people from a group, you just have stereotypes. And he was like, yeah, lesbians always want to fight, and it's so scary. And I remember like clockwork, and this was so ironic. It's almost as if she heard what he was saying, but really, just as we were walking through the gay section in Philadelphia, a totally random woman, lesbian woman in a tank top and all of that, walked down the street, and she was like, I want to fight somebody. I want to fight. Who want to fight me? I want to fight. And I remember my boyfriend like clutched under me like, oh no, keep me safe. And I was like, wow, I guess lesbians really are that way. But they're not, but that's just because he didn't know lesbians at that time. So anyway, I love gay people. I do. I am a gay person myself. And I have to ask, why does it seem like we often try to sell heterosexuals on sex with a person of the same gender being the best experience? Because I've actually heard that said, going back to what Candy said in the thing, she's like, well, women know what women want, right? I've heard people say that about men since I entered the gay world, if you will. about, well, men know how to suck dick better than heterosexual women because men know what a man wants. And it's like, really? And I this goes back to stereotypes, and because I wasn't that experienced, I was just like, well, I guess that's true because I do enjoy sucking dick, so it must just be something that people just don't, maybe other people just don't know. And it's like, then I got to the point that I realized, wait a minute, I'm actually kind of mediocre at it. So I'm sure there are plenty of other men and women who do a better job than me. It's just something that's fun. And I did want to say, uh, Candy did an excellent job in that scene selling a product. I don't think she's a lesbian by any means. I think her character was selling a product. And also, I do love that show because on the show, Kendall, the beautiful Kendall, plays a gay character, and I just love watching him. Anyway, because I subscribe to at All Black TV. Anyway, Jasmine.
I know what's going on. Most people know certain things about people, and I know all when it comes down to anything you're talking about is not all, and most people know that. So sometimes you do have to make those when you talking about whatever you're talking about, even though everybody knows. But sometimes you never know what person can say something pertaining to what someone else says when they're talking about whatever they're talking about, and they making it seem like it's not that, it's the opposite, but you know what I mean. So I think, of course, I don't know if she like that or not, but I like it. It's pretty nice. But yeah, that's what it seemed like. She was on some like trying to come on to her, make us tell whatever plan or whatever. Juicy. No, but I think with that is like reminds me of like what you said. I forgot you said a lot, and that I agree with, and that reminds me of how I forgot what you said, but I was thinking about something to where how nowadays like essentially every person's unique, but it reminds me of in our generation right now how I see just unique things. You were talking about how uh, some things you can do, like how people say a guy or a girl can do something better or whatever than something. I mean that's true, but it depends, but it's true. And I'm trying to speak to where I'm saying not to that, but to something else you said dealing with you were saying how something how the guy and the girl goes together, but I mean I also think when it comes out to whatever the situation is, that don't have to be always true because you can have a different experience and there's not nothing wrong with it, sexual, whatever the case is, non-sexual. And my point being is to where I'm saying, you know how like there's food and there's some foods that we all know and agree that goes together, but how everybody or certain people they'll pit some something crazy together, and that's all I was thinking about when you said that. Like I agree with things because like you know people are unique, so when you do something like out of the box that's out of the norm, it can be a good or a bad thing, but it's not always a good or a bad thing because like that's just how I think about it because I know all this just we're unique. So like I think about they have these different food places, the fried whatever cones. It is something different. And I'm like it's not the normal thing. So I agree.